Hey guys, Aaron here, Off the Scales Fishing. And man, do I got a juicy video for you guys today. We're talking how to fish the lizard in the spawn and what you may or may not be doing as far as fishing it. Let's get into it. So guys, fishing the lizard in the spawn. We're gonna talk about, the specific lizard that I like to throw, and that's the Zoom 8-inch Magnum lizard here. So, we'll get into colors and hooks here in just a minute, but I was fishing yesterday, and this has happened to me, numerous times before, and I'm sure this has happened to you guys as well. You'll be fishing, here in the spawn, looking for beds or, target areas that you're throwing that lizard, and you're reeling it back to the boat, right? And 9 times out of 10, you're reeling it really fast back to the boat, and a fish will come out of nowhere and lash out and try to eat it. But you're usually reeling it too fast, right, back to the boat. So how about swimming a lizard, man? Like this, it really got me thinking about swimming a lizard. I was just out fishing yesterday, and I had like a 6 or 7 pounder come up and lash out at it, and he missed it. And I was just reeling it too fast. So I think from now on, I'm gonna start swimming a lizard around these spawning areas, into the flats and places that are little drops, where the females are roaming around or hanging as they're thinking about moving up to spawn. Here in the South in Alabama and Georgia, that's exactly what stage we're in right now. Either they're spawning, or you got the next wave that's coming up right now that are getting ready to spawn. And the big females ain't stupid, man. They're always going to be kind of out of sight, hanging in that 4, 5, 6 foot range. Right outside the spawning bays or in the flats in their spawning bays. So target some of that water with this. This time of year, you're either going to have, pre-spawners that are looking to feed up, or you're going to have some of those fish that have already fed up, have already ate, and they're big and fat, getting ready for the spawn. So this is a great way to target some of those bigger females and bigger fish. You may have fish that are only thinking about the spawn. So why would you not want to throw a big bait, to entice them to eat? So, so I'm going to target some of those areas for sure. And, but here's some of the key things that you guys want to do as far as fishing this lizard. All the way down to your hook and, your tungsten, all that stuff. So I don't peg my lizard at all, you guys. I don't peg my lizard at all because, when you throw him out there and he's falling in the water column, that weight is always going to fall, will be up here, and then your lizard's going to fall behind it, right? So it's just going to give it that much more of a realistic approach. And I think that's super important, this time of year. So I don't like pegging him. Plus, it kind of looks like that lizard's chasing something, I am going to use the lightest tungsten weights that I possibly can, this time of year in the spawn, because the fish are coming shallow anyways. You don't need to go deep. So I'm going to go all the way down to an 1/8 or a 1/8 or a 1/16. I got a 1/16 on this right now. And or even go weightless. I'm thinking about throwing them out there going weightless too, because out of all your soft plastics, when you're swimming him or whatever, he's falling, man. I mean, these legs are kicking, this tail's kicking. This is one of the most realistic soft plastics on the market to me, or maybe the most realistic as far as action. So you guys know a lizard is absolutely killer in the spawn. So why not swim this thing, right? Like, man, I'm instead of I'm gonna be targeting some of these areas a lot more, instead of always just looking for certain targets that you're throwing at. So You know, don't always just beat the bank, you know, looking for beds or what have you. You know, fish out just a little bit deeper, you know, in that 4 to 6 foot range, because man, that's where I'm catching a lot of fish right now. You know, if I go down a stretch that I know where they should be and I'm not getting bit, I'm immediately gonna, you know, push back and start fishing some deeper water. So this is a great way to target them, guys. As far as my favorite colors go, man, the June bug with a red flake right now, to me, is just really, really tough to beat, man. You know, of course, I'm gonna throw your standard pumpkin charts, you know, with the you know, the chartreuse tail and stuff like that. But man, this June bug, like a black lizard with like a really light blue tail, you know, something with some red flake in it. And man, this June bug, man, I went through almost 2 packs yesterday. I mean, there were just, something went off in my head. I was like, man, switch it up. And I'm telling you, man, they just freaking, they came unglued on this thing for me yesterday. I mean, I caught multiple fish. And so, you know, try that June bug with the red flake, man. That thing is just killer right now for me. And I'm sure it'll be good for you guys as well. I wanted to talk about this hook, you know, for a minute as well, because I ran across this Spear Point V-grip offset worm hook. And man, I'm telling you guys, this hook right here has phenomenal hookup ratio. It's a light wire hook, and then it's got that little V-grip in it right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll try to give you a little closer. It's got that V-grip, so when you pin them, it stays pinned. I mean, they stay pinned. The hook point is unbelievably sharp, and like I said, it's a lightweight, and it's an off shank, so it goes a little further back in that lizard, and man, they just stay on this hook really, really well. I came across this hook on Instagram, so you guys look them up. Spear Point. They're Spear Point hooks, and they make them in, you know, the off shank. You know, well, they make quite a few hooks, I believe, but they make them in the off shank. You know, your standard, you know, Texas rig hooks, all that type of stuff. So I hope this video helps you guys out, man. Swim that lizard, guys, because it's going to get you some extra bites and some big bites. So check that technique out. Give it a shot, and I hope this video helped you guys out, and we will see you guys on the next one.